eat it. Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry for the technical stuff. For some reason, if you're watching on Twitch, you can't see the restream chat in the main Twitch chat, but if you look at the overlay we've got, I can still see YouTube at least, so I can see everybody's in. I was trying to fix it live, but at the end I decided to say fuck it, and we'll fix it another day. So guys, sorry if I've missed you in YouTube. I normally look for you guys in my bar on OBS, but it wasn't coming up, so I wasn't being rude, wasn't missing you. It's just one of those fucking things at the end of the day. What you want to cap the day off, eh, James? You know, after being shat on in the rain, delivering post and all that bollocks, fucking getting rained on.
Pretty much, mate. It's been horrible today.
Been fucking...
One of the worst days for a while with the weather, man. I mean, I know we've just had all the snow, and the rain's... It's done its job by, like, clearing away the snow, so that's been a positive. But it's just been non-stop all day here. Like, I got absolutely soaked.
Yeah, fucking
not ideal conditions.
Absolute
and I'm
shit.
knackered because we actually recorded a podcast last night, guys.
We did.
Which,
good one as well.
Going really good one. Yeah, really came out really well, I thought. It's going to be our Christmas episode this year for Radio Sega's Winterfest, so look out for that in the coming weeks. But yeah, we're up quite late doing that, and then the previous night was the night when I went out with Paddy, and I didn't end up going to sleep till like 4:30 in the morning. And then I had to be up early for my Japanese lesson, so I was like, I've had probably like 8 hours in the last 72 hours.
Yeah, it ain't good, is it? It's not good.
No.
Not good. Right, guys, happy Shenmue 4 day. Hashtag let's get Shenmue 4. Hashtag Shenmue Animate 2. It's a Monday. It's the last one of the year before we head into 2024, which I hope will be a big year for Shenmue. Some little bits of housekeeping. Guys on YouTube, I can see your chat in the overlay. I'm not ignoring you, as I said before. Let's go through and just see who we've got in. I can see Ginger's in on Twitter. Any Old Games is in. Dubbed91 is in as well on Twitch. Then going over to YouTube. Now, I apologise, I haven't seen all of you because I can't scroll up and down the overlay. But I can see William Lovering is in. I can see someone called Skill Jim. Don't know who that is. Sean Hastings is in. I can see Retro Godfather is in, archive.org is in, Nova is in at the top there as well, Robo Noits as well, AMT Podcast is in, Arn is in as well. Thank you everybody for dropping in, and Renners, yes, apologies, and Bruce Wayne as well. On that note, we have launched, I'm going to make this point now, we have launched a membership scheme for the dojo over on YouTube, very much like a Twitch subscription. It's only a couple of quid over on YouTube, and you get early access to the videos. You get shout outs in our podcasts, and you get like custom emojis as well. It's only a couple of quid. Now, I'm going to make this very, very clear for everybody. It's completely optional. James and I will not stop producing content if you don't sign up to this thing. We will not, we will not just go and stop paying for the dojo and the site or anything. Nothing like that. It doesn't affect us in that sense. But if you do join the membership or sub to Twitch, it helps us with the site running costs because it all comes out of our own pocket. It all goes towards that sort of thing. So if that's what you want to do and join that, feel free. I did a video on it. But yeah, let's just see where we go. We've got the Game Awards this week. I think it's early hours Thursday morning. Sega is sending out random posts, which some people are thinking it could be Virtua Fighter 6. It's gone to a lot of fighting game community people. What do we think? Is this Virtua Fighter 6 going to happen at the Game Awards? Or are Sega going to give us some elaborate bollocks troll and then turn around and say that it's Sonic Cross Yakuza times 4?
I've got a really good feeling about Virtua Fighter 6, you know. Just feels right, you know, and then from what people have been saying on Twitter and places, that those cards that people have been sent that's like, you know, tune into the Game Awards, new era, new energy, those cards have been sent to fighting game community people, which is a bit random, you know, just them solely. So yeah, I've got a good feeling. And then there's obviously the Virtua Fighter 3TB machine that's just been launched in Japan, like a fresh new machine of that you can play online. Obviously we've got Virtua Fighter 3 in, was it Gaiden or the upcoming game? So a lot of Virtua Fighter at this current time. So you never know.
We'll see. I'm hopeful. Like I said, I was saying this to a friend of mine on Saturday night. If it is Virtua Fighter 6, I will jizz everywhere.
Okay.
Because it's been a long time in the making. I know we had Ultimate Showdown a couple of years ago, and that was like a tester in the waters almost, I guess. So we'll just have to see. We were talking about this sort of behind the scenes, weren't we, James? If it is VF6, we're going to go all in on the coverage for it. Yu Suzuki title.
Yeah, why not?
The Shenmue roots, come from Virtua Fighter. So I think it'd be, again, something cool for us to cover and enjoy as we go.
Akira is basically Ryo Hazuki, isn't it? It's just, change the name, change the design slightly, but the essence is still there. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully it is. And hopefully that can only benefit Shenmue series, like you were saying, Matt. Like, obviously, if people are, like you said, there's a lot of people into fighting games at the moment, which is why I could see it happening. Potentially missed the boat. Obviously, we had that resurgence of fighting games, didn't we? Like Street Fighter 6, New Tekken, Mortal Kombat, all these different types of fighting games that have been releasing over the last year or two. And Virtua Fighter is the quiet one of the bunch, when it should be like the main one, because it was the first 3D fighter, essentially. So yeah, hopefully people discover the Virtua Fighter series, because it's been quite a long time. I know you mentioned it. We did get that Ultimate Showdown release. Was it last year or the year before? But everyone wants a brand new title, don't they? Virtua Fighter 6. It's exciting if it is going to be that. So hopefully that can only help them introduce people to Shenmue as well, because, like you say, it's heavily linked.
And if they did release it, we have to have Ryo in Virtua Fighter 6, either as a character or like the skins pack. He has to be there, surely.
Why would you not?
Well, because you're Sega and you don't like money.
It just seems so simple, doesn't it? Like, just Akira, just have him as a different costume. You could even just have like a jacket, leather jacket, just a homage to Shenmue.
Yeah, just something, anything to give us like what's the word? Like a bone, something to.
Yeah. Get excited about. Just to discuss. But Shenmue, you can say it can only help Shenmue, can't it? I think. So fingers crossed, we'll find out. Is that the 7th? That's.
Yes, early hours.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday morning, I think someone was saying for us. It's like 3 in the morning or something stupid.
Yeah, it's stupidly early. Like, I'm going to be in bed. Unfortunately. But like, if it was the only time I would be streaming that, and there's probably a bit of a spoiler, if Shenmue 4 was definitely getting announced and we knew about it, we'd probably be streaming. So that'd be a bit of a spoiler alert for you guys.
Yeah.
3 a.m. UK time.
The Game Awards at 3 a.m. Yeah, I think you'd be aware that something was going down.
There we go, guys. Just let me know if the volume with the game, etc., is all okay as well.
Nice to see you all, by the way, guys.
Yes,
quite a lot of you on YouTube. Yeah, well, quite a lot of you combined, to be honest. Some people saying. Aaron wants to hit the ground running by adding Landy, Shuing, Neoson, Ren, Guizhang, Kiryu, Goro, Majima, and Amon. Who's Amon? Game's he from?
Do it all. I'd pay a couple of quid for Rio, like happily.
Yeah. Nice little Shenmue pack, maybe. Tenner.
You know what they'll do? They'll put like flipping Morgana the cat in it or something.
Yeah, Persona characters and Yakuza characters probably is more likely. I mean, business-wise, it does make sense, but just get Shenmue ones in there as well. Why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Respect the roots. Clunky Mage says, "Happy Shenmue Day, everyone! I'm celebrating by starting yet another playthrough of Shenmue 3. Quality.
Excellent. I'm hoping to finish Shenmue 3 tonight.
That's what we're trying to do tonight, yeah.
動物は一種類じゃなかった
Yakuza is
Oh.
he Amon?
あれは
What game is
Nova,
that then? Which
thank-
Yakuza?
thank you for the super chat, $2, much appreciated. And
Oh, Secret Boss. Okay.
do we think Zimming will join up to stop Lan D with Rio? I think it's possible to answer the
の
question.
方でした
I think it could be part of his redemption arc, because there's going to be a lot of that, I think, in the Shenmue story. A lot of redemption arcs going on. So yeah, I could see it happening. I could also see him training Rio, potentially, like he reunites with
that
Ewing.
idea.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. I like that idea that he starts out as like a bit of a bad guy, but then sees Rio's half of the pendant, which sort of like evokes a bit of an emotional side to Zimming, and then he sort of
あの動きは
maybe he's a bit stern with him at first, but then as they start chatting and maybe training, practicing, he realizes Rio's got some good moves. You've come quite a long way, Bajiquan and that sort of stuff, and maybe starts respecting Rio a little bit. Maybe sees a bit of himself in Rio, from what we've heard from Shuing, and then yeah, I could see that kind of a character turning to the light side, as it were,
Yeah,
if you're having
I
like a
could
dark
see
and
it.
light side.
I could definitely see it happening.
Kind of like the Vader aspect, where it's like this bad guy, overarching bad guy, and then he sees his son getting absolutely murdered by the Emperor, and then something clicks in there where he's like, no, I'm not having this, and pushes the Emperor down the pit. But that's like Zimming seeing maybe Zimming's sister's being tortured by, and he's like, because it's Lan Di's boss, he's watching it happen, and then he's seeing his sister getting murdered by Lan Di, for example, and then turns on Lan Di. That could happen. There is some sort of like Star Warsy type themes going on, isn't there? I think Yu Suzuki's even said that at some point.
It's a good question, that one. It's probably one for... Actually, do you know what? You've just inspired a video there, Nova. Character exploration. We haven't know much about him, but Zimming.
Yeah,
Be a good one.
Side story to show,
Yeah.
talk about. Shooing side of it with the pendant. Rio's got the pendant.
Yeah.
勝つには
Rio's on the way to potentially where Zimming is going to be based, so they're all going to bump into each other at some point. Shuing's going to show up again, sure.
Yeah, definitely. She's in the chapter
Ginger
cards
says-
later on.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's a cert. Ginger says, do you not reckon it will be Shuing, Zimming, Shenhua and Rio to take on the four leaders?
その奥義とは
Not a
Could
bad
see it.
shout, is it?
Could see it.
What about Ren? Where does Ren fit into that?
極拳の奥義書
Does he
Just off eating
turn?
noodles.
Does he die? I keep saying this. I've been saying this for years. Ren's going to
does he
die.
And it leaves them four.
Ren gets sort of corrupted.
Zimming, Mastermo says Zimming is at least still a good guy at heart if they don't retcon the comics. That is true. Like the last panel of the comics is like he's thinking about his sister, isn't he still?
Yeah, definitely.
Says
Hey,
something
Scribe.
like, I hope you safe or something. Yo, Scribe, how you going, man? How you going?
Is the comic considered a genuine
how's
part
you
of the
doing?
story? It is. I think Yu Suzuki has talked about it being canon. They just didn't mention
Yeah.
it in I think either they chose not to, or some they wouldn't put it beyond the honest possibility they forgot it was there.
Yeah, it's I think it's even called official side story. It's like I
Yeah.
think it's to be considered canon.
Yeah.
Especially that page with the boat at chapter 2, because that sort of bridges the gap and gives context to why the little girl says thanks for saving me. If you read that comic, that's Rio saving her.
Diving into chat very quickly. Nova, I'm on the final story part of Shenmue 3. Nova, I'm going to ask a question. Have you played Shenmue 3 through before? Because if you haven't, I'm probably going to hit that point very soon, and it might be spoilery. I'm just putting that out there now. Hey, Greyest, welcome in.
Welcome in, Grace. Scribe says he's in the Christmas spirit. Happy Shenmue Day to all. And to all, a good night. Didn't say that bit. Happy, what are we saying? Happy Shenmue Day, yeah. And Merry Christmas.
Hey, Lime, welcome in, mate.
Welcome in, Lime. How's it going? Nice to see you, buddy. Limey.
Oh, there we are.
Christmas spirit.
Christmas spirit. And speaking of the Christmas spirit, we have our Christmas stream on the 22nd of December.
Ooh. And is it going to be like a week before that? Prior to that, was we going to have like a Christmas podcast show?
Yeah, well, a few days before.
Well, kind of just mentioned that, but yeah, that's going to be hosted on Radio Sega for the Winterfest event. Really looking forward to it, man, because it went so well last night, I thought.
Yeah, it was really cool last night.
Really
guest,
cool.
I'm not going to spoil who we had on or anything like that. You can wait. But yeah, it was the guest we had join us. Great fun. Yeah, just a really good fun show, wasn't it?
Good chat. Some jokes in there. A little quiz at the end. I know Scribe likes his quizzes. All good Christmas fun.
God, look, all these.
Bloody hell, how expensive's that? $5,000.
$5,000.
Surely
Luckily, I have 13 grand, so we're good. If
good
anybody
then.
asks how I got this 13 grand, it was legitimately gotten. I didn't cheat. Much.
Okay. Much. Sean says, "I wish they would make a Shenmue Christmas jumper." I was on about that, Matt. I wanted to like
we
maybe
talked
make
about
like a custom Shenmue Dojo Christmas jumper, and then just me and Matt be sat here and in them. Whereas we normally got the Shenmue Dojo polo shirts on. We could have had Christmas jumpers, but it's a little bit too late. Maybe next year we'll do it. Mastermo says, on my first playthrough Shenmue HD, I was so sad that the first several days there was no snow. It's interesting, isn't it? Because the weather is kind of randomised if you're just playing the game on default settings. I mean, or is it? Let me think about this now. Because if you have it on the actual meteorological weather setting, there is a lot of non-snowy days because obviously they're using the real-world weather. There isn't that many snow days in general. But I do think the regular weather setting is more randomised, right?
I thought it was. I think certain days you get certain weather, though, because I always tend to get snow on my playthroughs.
Yeah.
But there, we'll see. Jet Black,
I'm not sure now, actually.
What Jet Black wants? Shenmue Dojo Black zip up hoodies.
Yeah. Turning this into a right milking thing, aren't we?
Would be a business
clothing line.
I think Sega might shut us down then.
Zip up hoodies. Yeah. I'd like a zip up hoodie, to be honest.
I would.
But we're not looking to do like a merch line or anything.
No.
It would, like I say, with the Christmas jumper thing, would just literally I just get a custom made jumper just to wear on stream. Would be pretty cool. Lost my Sega one, gutted. Did you have that blue one or a black one? I guess you mean like a black Sega hoodie. There's a few nice ones on the Sega shop at one point, weren't there? Like a Mega Drive one, Dreamcast one, Saturn one, I think.
JSR, thank you for the 100 bits. Much appreciated. Coming in with the comment, Shenmue 3 is good. Sorry, had to come in with the hottest of hot takes. Apparently, I loved this game.
Well, yeah, it's something, isn't it, when you compliment Shenmue 3 and that's the hot take. Cheers for that, JSR.
Oh, bloody hell. I'm really close to the end here. I didn't realise. This is interesting.
Minutes, guys.
Who teaches you the Baji Kwan moves? And look who he mentions. Continuity, damn it!
There you go. A little bit behind on the screen, but I know what you're on about.
Yeah.
Mentions.
I think I did a
Chewing
video
right.
on it. I did.
Yeah,
Chewing
Tower
character
Sound.
video.
Yeah. Talisha, I'm familiar with the name. It seems you have a knack for Baji-Kwan.
武神道の白龍
Cool.
両者の先の
Linkage.
道場におる修行者じゃなかなかに腕が立つぞ
Master Bay is a cool character, actually. I like him.
I haven't beaten the White Dragon. Excellent. Okay,
そうすればお前さんの訓具を
that's good
認めてやろう
because then it gives us a bit here.
Absolutely love this game. I just recently finished my first playthrough. That's good to hear. Nice to see people appreciating Shenmue 3.
I don't know if you saw, James, but earlier today when I was in the gap that I had during my day, which wasn't
Yeah.
very much, I did a nice quote retweet. You know when there's like a picture of someone stood there with knives to his neck and you go, what gaming opinion would
Oh, I did see that, mate,
make
yeah.
this happen? I said Shenmue 3 isn't as bad as the internet says it is.
Yeah.
I was like,
That was a
yeah,
good tweet.
had to do it, had to do it. It's good fun. All good fun at the end of the day.
Hot take, Matt. These streamers are the vibe.
Love it.
Lime says. Appreciate that, mate.
Hey, Sonosuke, welcome in.
Do
Right,
any
let's-
of you have
Go and kick some ass.
Shenmue graded games? I don't
You-
personally. I've got my original copies from like back in the day,
Survey
all
behind
tattered
me.
and whatever. But they're like, you can't replace them, can you? You know, the original games that you had
No,
as a child.
I got mine signed by Yu Suzuki, which was brilliant.
Kind of want to do that myself, mate. Yeah, I think I will eventually. To be honest, I've seen like sealed copies on eBay, and I've been tempted to buy them. But then I'm like, what sort of enjoyment am I getting from that? You know, it's just the original games are the ones that I am most fond for. It gets to a point where you're just buying something for the sake of buying something. Like, don't get me wrong, I buy like loads of Shenmue stuff. Like, I was collecting the Shenmue 2 Xbox variants. There's like 10 different
Oh, there's loads of
variants from
them.
across the world. Yeah, and I've got like 9 out of 10 of them. So, you know, I am daft at buying stuff. But for some reason, I've never really. And the other factor with the sealed copies that you see on eBay is whether or not they're legit. It's very difficult to tell with sealed Dreamcast games because there wasn't really any rhyme or reason to the seals on them.
No.
From what I've found, you know, you've got ones that have got this sort of like thick plasticky seal, and then you've got some that are like really thin plastic wrap almost. Then you've got some that are in the Dreamcast blister boxes, which are obviously they've got to be more legit, right? If they're Dreamcast branded. But it's very difficult to know, in my opinion, which one's legit. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was sort of like, what's that word where you sort of like think in your mind, like going through the motions of like, is this worth buying or not? I just sort of like, I was like, nah, I just closed the tab. This is my first copy, Shenmue 2, Ginger says. I remember reading in the OG Dreamcast magazine that Part 2 would use your save from Part 1. I spent the entire game into late March grinding the forklift, and Part 2 never came out the DC year. Oh, you American?
Oh,
then,
man.
JSL. That's gutting, innit?
And back in that day as well, you wouldn't have had, you'd have had to convert your save as well, wouldn't you? Because they
That's
weren't
what I was
they
gonna say,
region
yeah, you
locked.
You could do something. I don't know even how you do it. You have to go onto the internet and download some files or something that help you convert a American save to a PAL save, right? And then the PAL save then works into Shenmue 2, I think, something like that.
Well, thank you, Sonosuke. Yeah, timed the kick nicely. I like the fighting system in 3. Yes, it's unrefined a little bit, but when you get into it in the depths of it, I actually think it's quite a well put together system. Just needed more time and not shooting in Wisenet's office.
True. Next to a fax machine. I never get over that. So getting the chance to do this on the HD remaster was nice, yeah. It's nice that, well, obviously we experienced that back in the day, but you was experiencing the save transfer thing. It's cool. Apart from you losing your money within 5 minutes. I have a sealed American version of Xbox Shenmue 2. To be fair, Ginger, I have got a few sealed Xbox Shenmue 2s just because they're more cheaper, more reasonably priced. I've got like an Italian one that's sealed. I've got a German one, I think, that's sealed.
A German one,
And
okay.
I've got, I think so, and then I've got a Japanese Shenmue 1 sealed, a Japanese Shenmue 1 limited edition sealed, Shenmue 2. You know, I have got sealed. They're just not the original PAL ones because they're like £300 to £500, and the more I've thought about it, the more I'm just more attached to my original childhood copies. Got enough sealed stuff. I wouldn't say no to them, like, but
Ah, goodbye! You've been super kicked out of the arena.
I love the vibes from this arena, you know, like with the
I do.
buildings that you can see in the distance. On stilts, aren't they, I think?
You got sweet chin music into the out of the arena. There we are. No, what I love about Shenmue 3 is you can call most of your friends from the previous 2 games. Very good. And should I watch the anime? Yes, you should, Nova. Watch the anime. That's interesting. Just go catching up. Nova got into the series a year ago when the anime was first coming out, but chose to play the games. That's interesting.
It's interesting. Instead of finishing the anime, so the anime... Oh, right, you didn't even start the anime. So the anime came out, and because of the anime, you started playing the games rather than watch the anime. I get you, I think. I'm missing quite a lot of the YouTube chat, actually. Let me...
It's because it's not working properly in bloody Twitch, which doesn't help.
So we've got to hear. Subscribe saying, this was quite a while ago now, but saw your post today about Shenmue 1 Cherry Tree Blossoms with the season changes, and it got me thinking, has anyone done any day skips in Shenmue 3 to see whether there's any changes scenery-wise on Bailu or Niawu? I don't think anyone has, to be honest. I mean, I feel like someone would have figured it out by now, or, you know, from what certain people may suggest, they've gone out of the way to see if everything to find has been found, if you get what I'm saying. But I mean, there's always a chance because there was people finding stuff in Shenmue 1 all these years later, weren't there? The Nozomi Park stuff and like the kit and affinity system. So there's a chance. I just feel like maybe there's less of a chance in Shenmue 3 just because of the budget and everything else that they were probably worried about, rather than adding or implementing in specific day cutscenes or something. But you can never rule it out, Scribe. Ryan says, do Shenmue Dojo merch. Samian still wishing Shenmue 3 retained more of the mysticism.
Mysticism, yeah, I'm with you.
Mysticism. There you go. Previous games, specifically the ending of 2. I agree with that, to be honest. Hopefully it's coming back in Shenmue 4, maybe. Someone said something earlier that made me think, actually, that is a fairly decent reason. The stuff with China that they were releasing in China, I do feel like maybe that is the reason why they changed so much about the game. You know, I did the extra room so that Rio doesn't share a room with Shenhua. Like, I could see them going out of the way to add in all these things to try and get it rated fine in China and released in China, do you know what I mean?
Oh, just having a look again. Thank you, Nova. We're the most reliable and oldest website when it comes to this franchise. It just goes to our site to see random stuff. Thank you. It's much appreciated. That's why we do it.
Dubbed91 says, I love 3. The only thing that grated me a little bit was the hunger system. But it was completely manageable. Just there, it was. Especially after you got into the game more, it's like very harsh at the start of the game. But once you start getting your stamina up, you've got more health. You don't have to feed as much. Especially on a new game plus, you don't even notice it really. OG copies of dog-eared cardboard sleeves though, yeah. Same as mine. They have got a little bit of dog, but that's part of the charm as well, right?
You know, I love that with Rio. He gets himself all the way up there and like starts thinking about his father. This is the little things that Shenmue does so well. That's so easily missed in this game.
That's a
like,
nice,
so
nice
easily
little
missed.
extra cutscene sort of a thing, yeah.
Right, I'm very near the end now because I'm just about to learn reverse body check. So let's see how we get on, and I can always start battle rally or something.
Yeah, or we can do some mini games, arcades or something.
Yeah.
Sean says, is there a list somewhere of all those variants? I don't know if there is, because I'd like to know myself, because there's one I'm missing. And I don't really know what region it's missing from. That I want to find out at some point. But on the spines of the Xbox Shenmue 2s is like a number code. And they're literally in order. These are 1, these are 2, these are 3, these are 4. All the way up to 10. Or 9, sorry. I think it's 1 to 9. And I think I'm missing like 8 or something. I'd have to double check which number I'm missing. Oh, okay. Dub says he's just glad that he got the Dragon Mirror hat from the Sega Online store.
Oh,
that sort of disappeared ages ago, didn't it, that hat? Thinking of selling my sealed 1 and 2, the blister boxes with French. Interesting, Jet Black. I mean, like I say, I'm open to getting them if you're selling them for like a reasonable price. Just difficult to know. But if they're in the blister boxes, like I say, if they say Dreamcast on them. Oh yeah, Master Mo, yeah. Says he brought his soundtracks over a decade ago and found out they were bootlegs just a few years ago. I think we did that in a stream, didn't we?
Yeah, we talked about that.
I was telling people about the Ever Anime thing on the back of the soundtracks, and quite a few people started saying like, "Shit, that's on the back of my box."
Hey, Corporal Dwayne Hicks, Merry Christmas and welcome in.
Ooh. We got is that a super chat when it goes green like that?
Yeah, we've just had ourselves another super chat, $5. Thank you, Robo Knowit. Much appreciated. Love the content. Been a fan of Shenmue for a while. Hope we get Shenmue 4. This community school would have loved to meet Yu Suzuki. Thank you very much. I'll get the alert on the stream in about 10 minutes because it's really
and he's
fucking
at a gaming
slow.
event somewhere. Highly recommend going out to meet him, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Such a nice guy as well. Like when we were in that queue at Monaco and they were being dead strict. Only signed, he'll only sign one item or whatever. It was one item, wasn't it?
One item, and he was like, "Nope, I'm signing everything."
Signing everything, yeah. So Samin says Shenmue 3 was distributed digitally in China through Tencent.
It was a Oasis Games. Oh, I've lost.
So it would be reasonable to think that Wiresnet and Deep Silver chose to make changes to ensure its release.
Oh, I'm having issues with Discord at the moment. Oh, you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, I was having issues with Discord. Yeah, it's Discord playing up.
Okay, I'll read that again just in case.
Yeah.
Samin said Shenmue 3 was distributed digitally in China through Tencent's Wii game app. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, actually. I'd love to see it like over there because I thought he never launched.
Yeah, I did. Maybe it just never launched physically, but it was actually a digital only release, perhaps. I don't know.
Possibly.
He
I
says
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He says it would be reasonable to think that WiseNet and Deep Silver chose to make changes to ensure its release.
I know
Raised asks, changes like what?
they had to change. They had to change the gambling system. That was made for China for the whole game. That was like a universal thing. I think some
Yeah,
elements of it was like they didn't mention like China by name in the Chinese version. I'm sure.
Mm. Yeah, and like we just mentioned, like sharing a bed or bedroom rather with Shenhua could be a reason why they added an extra room. Literally all of those continuity things that we've spoken about in the past that was like, why did they do that? It could all just be down to China. Maybe they modernized Shenhua's house because it was too rural, and maybe that's like disrespectful to China's ancient history or something at that point, at like in 1987. I don't know. So they added an oven. You don't know. They could be like these sort of like strange decisions that actually do help ensure it's released in China somewhat. Never says I only saw the first episode dubbed, but when I chose not to watch it because I was unfamiliar with the series, I then went and bought the 2 games through the HD ports and Shenmue 3. That's cool, dude. That is cool.
Excellent.
Because you can always go back and watch the anime.
It's on Crunchyroll. It's dubbed. It's Japanese dub, English subs. Sorry. Hey Phil, by the way, didn't see you pop in. Robin Noetz, I have to go to Japan to try and meet him. Not necessarily. He does travel sometimes around Europe. He was in Italy a few weeks back. So it really depends.
France, haven't we?
Yeah, we saw him in Monaco. He went to Monaco for years and years running. I was rewatched.
He was going to a lot of the Gamescoms.
Yeah. And it's not to say he wouldn't go to a Gamescom next year, for example. We don't know, but it's certainly possible.
Yeah, keep an eye out. Phil Cassifer's in. Good evening, my legends. Welcome in, sir. Up91 says, I love how Rio and Ren had a dynamic similar to that of Goku and Vegeta.
Oh, I do. Dragon Ball Z stuff, Vegeta, yeah.
Right, let's go back to Twitch now. So JSR says, the single gripe I had with 3's combat is that there were fights I think were borderline unwinnable if you weren't leveled up. I enjoyed the training so much more in 3 than this barely mattered to me. Yeah, I can see your point. There is like these unwinnable fights until you reach a certain training level, which, I mean, as a player, you don't know until you're actually in the fight, do you? If you're going to beat the guy that you're fighting against. I can see as like kind of a strange kind of a difficulty system. Because you can either be like super underpowered or super overpowered. That's a cool little hidden cutscene as well, Matt, that you just got. Oh no, sorry, that's part of there. I thought that was when you went into the antique store.
Oh yeah, that's an extra cutscene, isn't it? If you time, I can't remember the exact timing of it, but if you time it, you can you get a little cutscene with that fake mirror.
Like Rio spotting it. Do you think that a live-action adaptation of the Shenmue series would finally be the thing that gives the series that much-needed boost into the mainstream that it deserves? That's an interesting topic. You did talk about, right? Oh, I mean, Hiki did a blog post on it. a live action series. I'd love to see it, you know.
I'd like to see it.
I don't know if it would make it like a mainstream series solely because of that, but I would like to see it. Don't forget to take a look at the Shenmue books on the shelves, Matt.
I can have a look. I'll go into one of the bookstores.
Easter egg spines, isn't there? Scrub says, Shenmue fan meet up at Arcade Club Berry when? It's such a cool place, I'm down for the
It
journey.
is a good place.
It's a cool place. I was literally there the night before last. Dub 91, I've got an idea for new Twitch emotes, Phoenix and Dragon Mirrors. Don't we have any of those? Got a Phoenix one.
We do.
Clunky Mage says, it seems weird to me that the antique shop has knockoff mirrors. Never assumed the mirrors were that well known about.
It's a valid point. Definitely a
That's a valid point. Maybe the particular antique dealer is obviously the one that might know about the history in the mirrors, and then someone that buys them would just think they look nice, not really knowing the history involved.
End up with a Chi-Men artifact. They bust in your door, hand over the mirror.
Yeah.
Ah! I just bought it as a. It's on my
That's true.
fireplace.
Just a souvenir.
I remember this bit now.
Yeah. This bit, the first time I was like, you know you've got to speak to Master Bay. It's like obvious, but it's like he's not there
Yes, you have
until
to like,
you've
trigger
spoken to everyone. Yeah.
It's like, for fuck's sake.
It's a very gamified thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Talk to him.
Is everyone looking forward to Christmas, guys?
Oh, Christmas.
Not too far away now, are we? 3 weeks away. Next time we do a Shenmue Day stream, Matt, it'll have been and gone. It's crazy.
It will. There we
But
go.
we are having a Christmas stream. You did say that earlier. We're going to get a little bit tipsy, perhaps, on that stream.
Definitely.
Like we do.
We got quite drunk last year.
I think we did, didn't we? Went out with all sorts last year.
Hey, we both got pretty pissed, actually.
I remember what we were on about, but the conversation went into like strange territories.
It started off with Shenmue lore and then ended up in some random ass tangents.
Like
I'd have to watch
dinosaurs or something. We were talking about dinosaurs,
it back.
I
Let me
think.
save this again. Because then I've got to save just before you go to the castle, which is always handy.
That's an interesting point, Matt. Samian says, I hope Sega announces more than just the new Jet Set Radio at the TV. Okay, but say if they did announce Virtua 5 to 6, do you reckon that could be the only thing they announce, or could there be more?
I'd love them to like do VF6, Jet Set Radio, and say like Crazy Taxi, because we're not going to get a Shenmue announcement.
Those are the three super games that they're supposed to be working on.
If they announce those three, I will be in heaven, and I will order everyone.
Be interesting to see what happens that night. They've kind of overhyped it now, I think, at this point.
They have a bit.
The Shenmue fan, well, the Sega fans anyway. Gray says, will there be another giveaway this stream? I don't think we've got any giveaways, have we? I mean, I can
Not
link
for this
the ones that
stream.
are running on Twitter.
But there is, yeah,
We'll
it
do
says
that,
one on
actually.
Twitter.
In case you've missed the ones on Twitter, we will post them in the chat in just a second. Find them.
ありがとうございます。
So you can win the entire series on
朝までに
Steam
は船を用意しておく。
with
わ
this
かりま
one.
した。お願いします。
While James is doing that, Nova, has Yuzuki come to America before? He has. He's been to, what was E3? I think the last appearance he was there was 2019, if my memory serves me correctly. And welcoming Rio the Hedgehog. Like a Dragon characters, Shenmue characters in Virtual Fighters are DLC at least. Absolutely.
Then this is a good giveaway, guys. This is for a Watch Shenmue VHS cassette tape. Cassette tape? They used to call them VHS
Yeah.
cassette tapes, didn't they?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just that link there, guys.
Now,
So there's your 2 giveaways.
will it let him go to bed now?
This is the part of the game where you can't skip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if there was a bug or something, but I couldn't skip. I had to sort of waste the whole day.
I mean, if I have to waste the time until he sleeps, then it's fine. I can just sort of sit in the arcade, train some moves, and chill. It's not a big deal. And go find those Shenmue books. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I can't yet.
Just
Okay,
picked
fine.
up the Mega Drive Classics on PS5 for a fiver. Mega
That's a
Drive
good
Classics,
deal.
which one's them?
Is it the ones by D3T?
Is that on the PS5? I didn't realise. The Mega Drive Classics collection.
一回
Maybe like the PS4 version that it works on the PS5. Yeah, I
Let's
could see that.
get a couple of phone cards and do some phone calls.
Still dreaming for a new Burning Rangers. Would be cool.
Let's make a call.
There are several pictures of Yu Suzuki at Venice Beach too. Beach. I know he did go to like some Shenmue launch event, didn't he, in America?
Hmm.
Not quite sure where that was. That's a Dragon Saga remake. That'd be cool. Could potentially see a Skies remake. That's been spoken about quite a while.
五郎か。
Phil says it always makes me chuckle on these specific sets of stairs, how Rio leans forward and backwards when going up or down them. He does actually, doesn't he? I know what you mean now.
ああ、元気か、五郎。
I think if you run in, he's like that, isn't he? Stairs a bit.
今は中国の
Are the original owners of Shenmue Dojo? I remember a website about Shenmue 2. There were 2 Japanese men dressed up as Ryo and Ren, and they went to the Shenmue movie. I think you mean Matsukaze was the voice actor of Ryo, and the dude I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but he was the voice actor of Ren in the Japanese version of Shenmue 2. I think you might mean them,
ところで、久香さんも結婚に賛
but
成
they
なのか
weren't.
久香姉さん。いや、なんでもない。
Lost my audio.
わかってる。
I've still got you.
I can hear now. My MacBook interfering, that was.
I think Discord's on one tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go through the chat again. So Nova, this YouTuber called Face Destroyer Inc., where he made videos about Shenmue, and also was bringing up the most brain dead arguments about the series. So I don't want to click on it because it's brain dead, but at the same time I want to just see what it is.
Yeah,
舞ちゃんを幸せにしろよ。
really
Did
got
you-
time.
Master
Before I-
Mode, did you guys see the DF Retro episode on Daytona USA 2? It's on my list to watch. I haven't got there yet.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet.
そうだな。じゃあな。
But I do like DF Retro.
I do. I like Digital Foundry in general. Hey, Squall,
Also, if
welcome
I see
in.
videos of if I see videos for games that I intend to play. I kind of want to play them first before watching the video. Irish guy owned the dojo before Matt and James. Yeah, you're right there, Rennes. Peter Campbell.
Hey, Guppy, welcome.
Welcome in, Guppy. Squall. Shenmue Forever.
もしもし。
原崎。俺だ。葉月だ。
葉月くん。
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, another great playthrough, Matt. Doing fine job here of he's completed all 3 Shenmue games this year, believe it or not.
They've been rushed a bit.
Kind of, yeah, but in like a little more than 12 streams, I guess.
I think this would be 14 it's taken me.
Hmm.
あ
危ないことしてない？大丈夫なの？
あ、心配ない。
I don't know why people hate on stuff in general, Renners. It's like, why waste time
お守りがある。
giving out your way to like shit on something? It doesn't make sense to me. Like we had one earlier, Matt. I think you put I think it was that quote retweet where you said that Shenmue wasn't a bad game or whatever with that quoted thing, and then someone replied, only if you like, what was it, something for 15 hours, training for 15 hours or something. It's like that's the only thing that is in the game.
前はお守りなんて思い出の品くらいにしか思ってなかったんだ。
葉月くんならそう言うと思った。
でも旅をしてきて少し変わったんだ。
変わった？
香港でもお守りをもらって気づいたん
Eva
だ。
says, I sadly don't celebrate Christmas because my parents don't celebrate it for the most illogical reasons that I won't go into, I guess. Fair enough.
分かった気がするんだ。だから
Religious, possibly.
ずっと大事に持ってるよ。
そう。よかった。私も嬉しい。でも、葉月くん？
These conversations are quite good. I like them. These are very Shenmue, aren't they?
お守りをもらったんだ。
Yeah, for sure, man.
誰から？
These the back ones or the regular
憲
ones?
法の老師だ。その人からもらった。
憲法の先生からもらったのね。
ああ、そうだ。
お母さんが呼んでる。
そうか。
ごめん。後でまた電話くれる？
ああ、また電話する。
もっと葉月くんと話したいから。
わかった。じゃあ。
There we are, some calls done.
I say it's funny how he's like really nice to Nozomi now.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit about her in China, in Japan.
No. But then thinks to phone her. What a legend.
Mm.
I also think, Renners, people go for games like Shenmue because it's easy traffic. Like, oh yeah, just hate on Shenmue on YouTube. Everybody does. And it is a divisive game.
Yeah,
like, don't get me wrong. It is a divisive game. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But it's just an easy target, like some other games. So here's some Shenmue books. So we have here The Art of Shenmue by Yu Suzuki. We have Shenmue by Yu Suzuki. Oh look, Shenmue 4.
Shenmue 4?
Shenmue 4
confirmed, guys.
We have Free by Wisenet Publications.
Didn't realise what it was. Yeah, full reactive eyes entertainment.
And then you've got here How to Operate a Forklift.
Or that one's In Search of Seafaring Soldiers. Oh,
Yes.
Is it sailors?
And then you've got here Republic, which is the game that Ryan Payton's studio Camouflage published and kickstarted originally. Hollywood Cinematography, that's a bit random, but okay. You've got Shenmue 1 there.
Mike what? Mike Smith.
Smart Ball Technique.
Is that the guy that made the Smart Ball game, perhaps?
Possibly.
Mike Smith.
What else have we got knocking around here?
English Dictionary.
English Chinese dictionaries. Some other bits and pieces on the ground there.
some different fonts that could be readable, I guess, but not on stream.
There we are.
Some different chapters of Shenmue as well.
Actually, I'm going to go.
That's
to the
another
breaking
breaking the fourth wall aspect, Matt.
It is a bit, yeah.
About in your video. Book names. And the one thing you didn't mention is like the clothing as well. You can get like Shenmue 4 on the clothing, or a picture of Shen 4 on a t-shirt.
Do you know,
lady.
Ranners, as a point now, like people get told, oh, this game sucks on YouTube and therefore don't play it. Make your own fucking minds up, people.
I think you should do that with any game. Even if someone says it's the worst game ever made, I mean, sure you could still find a little bit of fun out of it still. Obviously, if it's like overpriced and it's like clearly trying to steal your money, but Shenmue 3 is, in terms of a game, it's quite breathtaking, really. The game on the budget, the scope of the game. You know what we got out of it with Shenmue 3. It does take your breath away. You know, I know there's a lot of things we would have liked to improve, or more story and that sort of stuff that we've mentioned a million times in the past, but it's clearly not a bad game by any means, right?
No, the internet thinks it is, but the internet's stupid.
Guy at work says it's a shit game, and I said, have you ever played it? And he's like, no. Just seen someone online play it for 10 minutes and got bored. That's it, isn't it? It's like, people make their mind up like in daft ways. I've had it before. I had it actually with Ghostwire Tokyo. I saw a trailer of the combat and I was like, oh, that doesn't look that good to me actually. And then I decided to pick it up for some reason. I can't even remember why. Oh, it was because Ezra was going on about it.
He said it was Game of the Year, didn't he, or something?
Yeah, Game of the Year. He's saying it's got like a lot of Shenmue aspects. You can explore all the buildings. There's so much like to see and do. I was like, oh, it does sound really cool actually. And then once you're actually physically playing the game and you're in control of the combat, you're not just watching someone do what looks like to be the same move over and over. Once you've got it, and you're feeling the haptics of the controller, and you know, it includes like your aim, some of the special abilities and stuff. It just feels so much better actually playing it yourself, and any video could ever do it justice up before. And I think Shenmue's the same, in the same sort of category. I think if you just watched a video of Shenmue, you probably would come across as quite a dull, boring game where nothing's really happening. But if you're actually playing it yourself and you're controlling Ryo and you're getting to grips with the mechanics and you're understanding how the world's building around you, you can't just get that from the video, I don't think.
No. To pick up on what Squall was saying, that the first hours of Shenmue put people off, I can see it does. I've told, probably a bit naughty here, I've told friends of mine to play Shenmue 2 first.
I can see it, just because you want them to go into the deep end as soon as possible.
Go in, sort of
I can see
catch up on the story like on a quick YouTube video, and then go into Shenmue 2. And I find that does work.
It can work, but it's also like, not that you're taking away an experience of Shenmue 1 from those people, but like Shenmue 1 can, you know, do things to you that Shenmue 2 can't. Do you know what I mean? Because
very
of how
true.
Detailed the world is, that could be something that certain people appreciate more. It's a by case basis, really, isn't it?
Very much so. I was chatting to a friend on Saturday on the way home from going out, and we were talking, and I was saying that games these days, like, they get bigger and bigger, but less and less detailed. And you won't find a game as detailed as Shenmue, like, anywhere, really, even now. And, like, people are talking about games having, like, changeable weather and going, oh my god, it's the biggest thing ever. There was a BBC article on it today. Someone posted it in our Discord. I'm going, fuck me, Shenmue did that fucking 25 years ago. And people are going, oh my god, like, it's a massive new discovery.
Well.
Yeah, it did really well. It's yeah.
I honestly don't even think weather in video games has got to the same sort of standard as Shenmue. You know, when you've got the actual real life meteorological weather, and just the way it transitions and the seasons, it's, you know, because it's day based as well. Although you might find, for example, like I'm assuming, say something like Spider-Man 2, there's probably natural weather changes in that, but it's not by like a day by day basis. It's just it's a random set of circumstances that's causing the game to look like the weather's changing. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like in Shenmue,
exactly.
It's actually on a day by day basis. It feels more true to life.
Oh shit. Wasn't paying attention there, that's awful.
Quite a lot of chat actually. Scribe says it's a combination of people's busy lifestyles and want for instant gratification that turns people off the series. If people chill and soak up the atmosphere, it'll click. And welcome in Stuart Peacock as well. Stuart's
Hey Stuart.
Nice to see you, man. How are you doing? Renner says, I would always tell people to play Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 1 is so good. good enough reason, that, Renners. For those people, I prefer to tell them just rush the story Shenmue 1, it's a short game, and then go play Shenmue 2. I know it was someone recently, who was that? I think that was someone in the Discord that had just started Shenmue 1, and they were getting annoyed at it because they weren't enjoying the forklift, I don't think.
That divides opinion, definitely.
Yeah. Because obviously once you reach the forklift segment, you're sort of forced to do it, aren't you, for 5 days?
Yeah, you're tied in. And that's if you don't trigger the bug.
Yep. So I can see that putting people off. But then there's people that actually, you know, love the forklift, which I do, to be honest. I always enjoy doing the forklifting. She says, well, Shenmue 2 is probably my favourite. The atmosphere of Shenmue 1 is really something special, and yes, shows how it's better to build a world inwardly. Just to your point, Matt.
Absolutely. And I think games should expand inward.
Oh, mate, yeah, for sure. They're way too big these days, games are. Unnecessarily big.
Yeah, massive. Hey, Dan, man, welcome in.
Yo, Dan, man. How's it going, buddy? Remember when GTA 4 came out and people were waxing on about NPCs doing yoga in the park and how amazing the detail was? All I could think about was Shenmue 2 did that on the Dreamcast long before. That's true as well.
Yeah, people act like, oh my god, it's a groundbreaking. No, it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll get off my high horse. I fucking love whack-a-mole on this game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I get addicted
quite like
to it.
Highway Star as well.
I'll play that in a minute. I'll do this round of this, and then I'll play it.
All the mini games are actually really good in Shenmue.
I quite like them. I know they're like missing the arcade stuff.
I even like the Pale Toss variants, like the golf one, the soccer one. They're not too bad at all. The worst one, surprisingly, is probably the new version of the QT title, just because it's so sporadic, isn't it?
It's got those fucking fake outs in it as well, the bastards.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like every 10th or something you get a fake out.
Fake out. Yeah, it always gets you, doesn't it? Clunky Mage says, just finished Alan Wake 2 and it was so nice to play a focused single-player story for change rather than a massive open world for grinding EXP. I do want to get on that. Did you play Alan Wake 2 yet, Matt?
No, not yet. I haven't got it yet. I am going to get
yet.
it at some point. I'm holding out for a physical edition, but if not, I'll get it on PC.
It would be nice. I still need to play the first, so I've got
The
plenty
first
of
is
time.
excellent. And the remasters are quite cheap.
Yeah. Samian says Sega fans in general have experienced things in gaming years before they became popularised by other titles. It's true.
Yeah, very true.
Virtua Fighter 6 might be announced in the Game Awards, by the way. Yeah, we were on
hope
about that
so.
a little bit earlier. Hoping for that to happen. Definitely going to tune in. I'm going to try and tune in, Matt. I'm going to try and maybe sleep when I get home from work, if it works out like that, and then wake up whenever time the Game Awards is, and that's going to be the start of my day. I'm going to try and do that.
Oh, I've just beat my highest ever score.
I'm probably going to regret it, because apart from whatever the Sega thing is, the rest of the show is going to be shite, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Like it normally is, but
続けるか
I will not be watching it. I will be
I don't want to
asleep.
watch it.
やめてお
I'm
こ
going to try and do it, man.
Stream it
Stream it on my own, in my pyjamas,
in your pajamas.
which is literally, I just wear boxers, so that's probably not a sight that you want to tune in for, guys. I'd stick to watching Jeff Keighley and Gonzo.
Fucking Gonzo.
Gonzo.
I love this game. I've never been able to find that image of it, like the real one, online.
Yeah, I've seen it. Definitely
I've seen it.
mate.
I can't ever fucking find it. If anyone can find the real Highway Star online, can you pop a link in the chat? Because it is a real game. I love
think
the
Alan
music.
Wake 1 is on sale at the moment. I've actually, was it PS Plus, like last month, or
It might have been.
I'm sure I've got it for free. I'm sure I got it for free somewhere.
I highly, highly recommend it. I really do. Really, really do. It's a fucking brilliant game, the first one. And Control's really good because it's set in the same universe as Alan Wake. They all sort of link together a little bit. So if you haven't played
Yeah.
Control as well, that's a good game.
I did play Control, yeah. There's a good point from Bruce Wayne here. He says, honestly, if Shenmue isn't in the top 20 games list, like if someone does a top 20 games list and it's not in there, he says he has a hard time respecting the list because Shenmue brought so much to gaming. Truly groundbreaking. I tend to agree with that, actually.
よし最後まで逃げ切ったもう一回やるか
Danny Man says, could that Sega announcement be that massive new game they were supposedly working on? Weren't they supposedly working on a new AAA game? It's supposed to be a quadruple A game, right?
Yeah, like the
I'm
super
making that
game.
up, Matt. Super game, yeah. And it was supposed to be 3 games, actually, if you read into it.
They're spending a lot of money, though, aren't they? And they just pissed a load of money away on
was
fucking
it,
hyenas.
やってみるか
Was it 100 million budget or something like that they were saying?
I think it was higher than that. Because I think it
Was
might have
it?
been more, but it was a lot of money.
You have to see what that is, you know. Maybe at the Game Awards. What,
I think
you
you're
owing
mad.
to, Matt?
You're mad for staying up, man. I would not be staying up. Unless Shenmue
Well,
4 is
I'm-
getting announced, I'm not staying up.
Like I say, I'm not potentially staying up. I'm going to go sleep and then wake up. Hopefully, that's the plan. I'll see
think
if I
it's
can do it.
Is it like 3 in the morning, I think, at times, if my memory serves me correctly?
Is that when it starts?
Something like that. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. See, that's not a bad time because I've got to be up at like 5:30 anyway. So if I just go to bed either earlier and then wake up at 3 instead, I reckon it's doable.
1:30? Oh, fucking hell. I may not.
Oh, 1:30. Okay. Is that UK time, Squall? I'll have to work it out. There's this Thursday, Lime, yeah? So this Thursday, which for you is
Come
going to be
on.
2:30, I believe. You
Yeah.
an hour? Is it an hour ahead of them?
Ah,
It's even worse. 2:30 in the morning.
that's mental. Fuck that.
Mm. Ooh, hot take from Renners. I'm 50-50 if I would buy Virtua Fighter 6 because I don't think Sega care about Shenmue fans.
I mean, I do think he's
About
probably
Shenmue
right.
fans, I get that, yeah.
I
25
love
years of
that.
Sonic Adventure, yeah, that's true. I think it's going to be Sonic Adventure 3. New
I mean,
year,
I'd
new
love
energy.
that. I'd love that.
続けるまた
Right, let's carry on with some arcade games.
Squall didn't really get like Air Twister by the sounds of
Ah,
it.
fair play. I mean, I get the point. It is a mobile game in its roots. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I actually was quite glad I got it, and yeah. And the collector's edition's really nice.
I think it's great. That's edition nice. This one, I mean, I'm looking forward to the strictly limited one.
I am.
I think that's going to be the better one, but this is pretty cool. Wait, to show up on camera, yeah.
Damn you! Damn man, I've seen a few people talking about the netcode for Virtua Fighter. Like, if they do it, I've seen a few talking about that.
しないとダメだな
Oh hey, my electioneering, welcome in. Let's have another go.
Welcome in. Retro Godfather says, imagine if the big AAA game Sega's working on is Shenmue 4.
I mean, I'd be all over it, and I'd be
Shenmue
like,
4.
why the fuck have we not been told about this?
Well, there you go, Matt. There's your. If they're supposedly working on 3 games at once, it's Shenmue 0, Shenmue 4, and Shenmue 5. There you go.
Well, there you go,
Series
done.
complete. Done. Cheers, Sega.
Beautiful. I did all right there.
こんなものかな
My selection says, do you think Rio considers any of the characters his sort of girlfriend?
No.
No.
少し遊
I mean, there's a case for Nozomi, but that's kind of more the other way around, I think. And then there's kind of a case for Shenmue, perhaps now. Maybe getting a fondness to each other, but Yu Suzuki did say in an interview that there isn't like a love interest there. They're just building a relationship, I think. Something like that. It's always a potential chance happening. But then again, it could be that Star Wars reference that I was on about earlier, where they end up being brother and sister somehow.
Oh god.
I will say if Virtua Fighter 6 happens, they better implement rollback netcode. You just mentioned that, haven't you? Yeah, I know
Well,
a lot of
got
people
away with
got
that. Ah.
Heated about that netcode stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset about it. I can get why. I mean, we did KC's show about
Nice.
Ultimate Showdown. Someone explained it all to me at the time. I was like, okay, I get the point.
Yeah. Nice goal for me. Not bad goal. Nice goal. Ooh.
Ah,
Strong.
fucker, faked me out. Maybe his real girlfriend is revenge. I quite like that, actually.
ハイスコア更新もっといけるぞ続けるか
There's more chance of me winning the lottery than Sega making another Shenmue game.
Unfortunately, I think you're probably right. Whoever said that? Oh, Renners. Yeah.
やめておこう
Wow, if I win the lottery, and it's enough money, I will fund Shenmue myself.
There you go.
I will give myself executive producer rights. No, I don't care. And I just want him to be able to make the game that he wants. Oh, you're back, James. Discord's being a knob tonight.
I was going to say, you just sort of broke up on me then.
Yeah, it's Discord
Listening to
being
what you
a
were saying.
knob is what it is. Right,
Yeah,
let's see if we can do some forklifting.
Oh, I love the way it looks at the moment, Matt. You've got like a wet floor,
Yeah, it's
shine,
nice.
sky, and see, you don't. Or maybe you do get this in other games. I was going, I'm making a
But
bold
look, I
statement.
mean, let's
there,
sort of
claim,
come
but
out of it a bit. Look at the shine on the floor, the misty look
There's so
of the
much
rain.
atmosphere,
Look at that.
and we pointed it out before, but like, look at the roof, the roofs on stuff. You can see the rain trickling out of the guttering, kind of almost, and down
I'm
the
probably
roof.
I'm probably too.
Perhaps it's not raining too much at the moment, but
I can't see actually too much here because it's
Can't
the
see
way
it,
the
but you
roofs are
can-
lined up. Yeah, you can a bit
Yeah.
here. Look, as it comes down. But that's the sort of detail that we have.
just the mood, the lighting and stuff right now. I think it looks great like this.
I have a theory about the development process, Squall, in that they knew they needed a publisher, and they spent the first year of the process essentially researching the systems to get the game working before doing anything. So that's before implementation. So then essentially they've made this game in 2 years. Because they had 2017 to 2018 into 2019.
Oh, I just had an idea, Matt. If
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still, you're still able to access it, but could you go to that secret room, by the Red Snake hideout?
I think so. Let me do this forklifting, and I'll have a go.
Yeah.
Because, Shenmue, we got to do a bit of forklifting. And also I'm killing the time ready to storm the castle. Fuck's going on here?
Sega nearly funded a full remake of Shenmue 1. Instead, they've spent a massive amount on several games that will never release, hyenas and other Sega Europe titles. That is true. It's nice to see or experience that remake a little bit. Don't know what happened there. Again, I suppose time and money, right, Matt? And then they just sort of rushed out the ports instead.
Ooh. Sorry, Squall. The sort of point I was making around it is that Shenmue 3 had, a 4-year development cycle, technically. But I'm saying they spent 1 year of that, based on the Kickstarter updates that we've been doing, literally researching and, trying things out to see what they
R&D,
can...
wasn't it?
Yeah, all R&D. So then they spent 17, 18, and probably, half of 19... developing Shenmue 3. So you can see how it got rushed towards the end, I think. But I agree, AM2 Shenmue 3, I don't know if it wouldn't have been like this. I don't know what they'd have done from a story perspective, but I think you'd have had... I think the locations would have been very similar. I think we'd have gone to the same places. It just would have been presented differently, I think. And I think you'd have had probably more, in terms of story investment, etc. But we know that anyway.
Here's a question for you, Matt. Do you think Shenmue 3 was well advertised at release, and what could they have done better to generate more interest?
Hey, Andy, by the way. It was averagely advertised, I think, because there were banners at E3, there was stuff at Gamescom, they were trailers sort of semi-frequently on YouTube. But I think they should have leaned in more to what is Shenmue and really gone into sort of detail around it. I know they did it in Japan a little bit, but they should really have leaned into the story of Shenmue, the history of Shenmue, what it meant for Shenmue, all those sorts of things as to why people should play this game. I don't think they did enough of that, personally.
There was that little video series on YouTube, wasn't there, where it was like a black, like a picture, like a black sort of screen,
Yeah,
and Yuzuki sat on a chair.
Ezra did, didn't he, with Yu Suzuki a
Yeah.
while ago? Like, yeah.
Some of that stuff was good.
Hey, Paddy,
And
by the way,
obviously
welcome in.
Kickstarter kind of... oh, wait up, buddy. Evening chums. Yeah, sort of the Kickstarter kind of like...
Oh, I've lost James again. Fucking Discord.
towards release when Deep Silver came on board and stuff, there could have been more gearing up to that. I mean, we had social media people who were supposed to be in charge of, like... I didn't see really post anything about Shenmue at the time.
Paddy's made a good point there. The advertising could have leaned on the Kickstarter reactions more. I could understand that because it was a massive deal.
Yeah, good point.
Hey JP, welcome in.
And obviously it's got the 2 Guinness World Records on Kickstarter as well, which is a big deal.
Yeah, why not play on that?
Note. Yeah. Instead of just showing like a trailer that kind of doesn't really mean anything to a newcomer. Like, you've got to try and get them invested by suggesting that this is such a highly whatever asked for game, highly requested.
Keep in mind when they did the building the list stuff, Shenmue 3 beat Yakuza 5 when they were talking about what's in demand to come west.
Yeah.
So it was
So
heavily.
the Shenmue 1 and 2 remasters timing was perfect, but that's kind of just Sega taking advantage of the fact that Shenmue 3 was coming out, right? This was like
Yeah,
the
of course
only
it was.
opportunity that they had to sort of capitalise on that. And
Thank
it
you.
worked out well.
Yeah, it did. It worked out, but I don't know. They could have done better with it. Thank you, Nova, for becoming a member, by the way. Much appreciated.
Ooh, awesome. YouTube members that because we recorded the next, not the next podcast, because that's going to be tomorrow night, guys. If anyone's about tomorrow night from 8 p.m, we'll be premiering the latest episode of the Shenmue Dojo show, which is the Kickstarter updates part 3, if you've been following that series. But the episode after that, the Christmas one, which we recorded last night, we've any particular members that were signed up at that point, we've already named those people, if that makes sense. So you won't get a shout out in that particular episode, but you'll definitely get a shout out
one.
very soon, Nova. Yeah. And Matt, honestly, I think like your Saturday videos, it's a good chance to sort of shout everyone out at the end of one of them. Get the names running along the screen or something, like, you know, with the channels, that kind of stuff.
And it's all appreciated.
I hate to say it, or actually shouldn't say that. She says, have to say, I'd much rather get Shenmue 4 than a Shenmue 0. Even though it would be cool, I really want the story to go forward.
Well, that's fair. I can understand that. Sorry, James.
Yeah, I've realised I said she then. Sorry, I'm not assuming anyone's gender. Stuart says basically Biley would have been more rural and we obviously wouldn't have all the fan service. I don't think the forklift job would have been in Niawu or whatever this town was called originally. True. If that was released on Dreamcast or back in the
Yeah,
day.
I can see that point, absolutely.
Lime says he feels ashamed to say this. Lost the comment, where's that gone? But I've not played any Shenmue games, okay.
What?
There's always time.
How dare you?
You'll get around to it, Lime.
Yeah.
When you're in a show, you've got KC sat to the left of you, you've got me sat to the right of you. We're sort of like this sandwich of Shenmue is the best game ever made, and you're sat there, you've not played any of them. I think you'll get around to it someday. You have to.
The problem is, I'm just picking
It'll
up on a
change your life.
It will. Oh yes, it will. I'm picking up a comment about the fan service. It's difficult because they had to offer the fan service for people to invest in the Kickstarter. Do you know what? I never knew his forklift had a light until now.
And
Just
the horn?
randomly.
Have you done the horn?
No. What button is it?
It's up on the D-pad, I think, isn't it?
It's not working.
Oh, maybe it was up on the D-pad on the... Is it clicking one of the thumbsticks? Maybe.
But yeah, I never knew he had a light. There we are.
There definitely is a horn button. I don't think off the top of my head.
I get why people think the fan service was too much, but they had to implement it, and you know if they hadn't, people have gone mental in the media about fan rewards not coming through in the game and all the rest of it. So it's really difficult as well for them, I think. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Pedro. Shenmue forklift only in the races would be cool. There is Forklift Racer by Team Wolinshu on Steam. It's free if you haven't seen that. That might scratch your itch. I don't know. But thank you very much for the super chat.
She says, one thing I do love about the forklift job is that the arcade machines you move turn up in the arcade the next day. Great touch, yep. I like that as well.
Where are we?
And all of like the items that aren't crates, so like vases, I think vases, but like those weird character model things that you pick up, like fun little things, they all appear in, is it the Save Shenmue building, or they appear somewhere anyway. Little knickknacks.
Pedro, if you search on Steam Forklift Racer, you'll see what I mean.
People would rather see 4 than 0 by the sounds of it. A couple of people I've seen mention that.
Right.
Yeah, Sega may have taken advantage of Shenmue 3 with the Shenmue 1 2 release, but I'm very thankful they did. And we had many new fans from release. I mean, it was a necessity, really, wasn't it? Before Shenmue 3. So I am glad they did it. What if Shenmue 0 was something more like a Dragon Gaiden, a shorter game in general? Yeah,
I could go for it.
Work.
Like a Dragon Gaiden's bloody brilliant if people haven't played that. Like, especially if you played the other games, 1 to 6 and 7 as well. But it was I struggled with Ishin. I got sort of Yakuza fatigue. I really liked Gaiden.
I will get to it, man. And with gaming for me at the moment, I feel like I'm kind of like cheating on other things like the magazine or VR or family time. It's like so much I want to play, but I feel guilty for playing it. If that makes sense.
We are at the end, Andy. I'm finishing Shenmue 3 today. The idea that I was going to play all the Shenmue games back to back on streams by the end of the year, and this is my last stream to do it because the next stream's a Christmas stream and I'm playing something else. Judgment is great. Play both those. Oh, we'll find out. You might want to watch for a release date around March the 18th. December the 18th.
Okay. Looking forward to that, Matt. It's not a Shenmue 0 or 4, is it?
No, but it is Shenmue related.
Ooh. Easies.
Yeah, I'm going to bust through the castle.
Shenmue fan service was too much. They should have focused that dev time budget on the ending, for example. But yeah, I don't know if you replied to that, Matt, but kind of needed that.
Yeah, they also changed the ending. Deep Silver chucked it out the door, and they had to change the ending last minute.
Days, definitely film dude. Welcome in. How's my chat gone here? Oh, here we go. Up on D-pad on Dreamcast. Yeah, that's the horn. I thought it was up on D-pad in this.
I was trying it, and it just wouldn't work.
The only fan service that took me out in Shenmue 3 were Shenmue toy capsules. Felt a bit weird having Rio collect himself. Yeah. Again, that was in your fourth wall breaking video. Have you released that yet, Matt?
No.
Okay, I'm just spoiling your video there. It's an upcoming video, that one. You haven't angered me live, I just...
Re-releases in I think a couple of weeks.
Definitely play Shenmue. Yeah.
Right, here we go. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is like very much rushed, this ending, like, unfortunately, and like the build up as to why the other two are there isn't there. Grandmaster Bay you can get, he's helped Rio, he's trained him a bit, so he's gonna go. That motivation's okay. It's the others that aren't, unfortunately.
Chilling a little bit because there is that extra side quest with Ren.
But you have to, it's an extra side quest. It would have served better as part of the story, wouldn't it?
Risk a little bit. I mean, you've got what's the dude's name? The guy, chubby guy in green, the Mr. Sue or whatever.
You train with him quite.
I don't know how to pronounce his name because it begins with a H. That's a strange one that is for me to pronounce. But Mr.
I knew you, yeah. Fucking fucking Discord again. Sorry, guys.
Beyond the cutscenes, you can just go back to him, chat to him, and then train with him. So there is sort of like additional gameplay elements there that could flesh it out if you're role playing a little bit. And there is like that, like we say, that extra little side quest for chilling. But on the compared to the first two games, the depth of character detail definitely lacking.
Yeah. But, as I've said this a few times, the basis from Shenmue 3 can be used for a 4 or a 0. So they've got the systems, they've got everything in place. They don't have to spend a year doing R&D. They can spend that time developing the game and the characters and all those things. What I will say is the ending sequence of this game, where the castle's burning down and all the rest of it, and the sequence of Rio and Landy is fucking brilliant. Like, the way it's shot is brilliant.
Oh, there's a super chat from Nova again. I downloaded Super Pass.
Oh, brilliant. Nice one.
Very good. Yeah, well done. In case anyone doesn't know, I suppose Super Pass is a Shenmue 1 passport fan-made application that me and Switch of Phantom River Stone produced. Great little app. Go on superpass.com to find out more. But yeah, cheers for that, Nova. Appreciate that. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Getting into the all, especially because you've not watched the anime and you've only just started the series. It's a great actual side piece of software to use whilst you play through Shenmue 1. So you're kind of getting the full experience. If you're playing through Shenmue 1 for the first time, on Dreamcast there was a passport disc that like unlocked all the profiles of characters, locations, extra depth and lore and backstory on everything in the game.
The wrong fucking button.
So yeah, combining that with the first time Shenmue playthrough, that's perfect.
I agree with what Stuart's saying here about this little side quest. It's like it's just sort of
this
there.
Is a strange one, but I
it.
think this is just that one that they promised, because it was meant to be the Baisha side quest or something, right? So they just repurposed it here.
That's an interesting point. Do we think he should release a story if he gives up on the games? Ooh. Oh. If the games are 100% dead and it's not happening, then yes. But until he goes down that route, there's always a chance, is what I'd say to that. But I get what people are saying there. Pedro, why did the anime get cut off?
You're going to go in the hidden tribe room, by the way?
I'd have to float in there, and I haven't got you kicked in. But I can look at it. You
Yeah.
can look at it,
Oh
can't
well,
you?
you could. Yeah, you could still go into the room. Well, not go into the room, but look
in.
through the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the anime got cancelled because the Warner Brother Discovery merger happened, and they fucking cancelled everything, basically. Which is a real shame, because the anime was going to go into pre-production, by what we'd heard. And the anime did better than expected. It outperformed all the originals that year that Adult Swim made. So... And it finished, was it 5th or something in that Crunchyroll poll?
Yeah, and it got robbed at the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, Lime. Catch you later, buddy.
Cheers, Lime.
Thanks for joining. Glad you could stop by. Stu's there with like there was some extra side quests and stuff that was meant to be in the game, hidden away, or you know, Ren and Bailu, etc.
They had lots of
a great wall fight in Rio. That too.
They had lots of ideas, and going through the Kickstarter update, you realise how big this project was, and actually how big it was for the budget they had. If anything, outside of the game itself, I would be critical of, is I think they tried too much with what they had. But Yu Suzuki is always going to try and push. And that's the way he's always been in games. It's the reason we got Virtua Fighter. It's the reason we got Shenmue. He pushed the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a balancing act between pushing the boundaries, but actually sort of giving the game what it needs, I guess, is the words I'm saying.
Yeah. Just picking up on something in the chat, Master Mo said, weren't there pictures with NPCs around this area of the game? There is actually a big... I think it's in that art book, isn't it? The back of art book is an image, and I think they did release the image where it looks like this area originally was an area with NPCs wandering around, so perhaps they just repurposed the castle for this end scene, but originally it was going to be just a place that you could maybe get a boat across to, and you know, there's a little bit more of the city here, perhaps a shop and some NPCs wandering around. Perhaps that was the original plan, and up until we were losing Baisha, then it became the castle section, maybe.
Alright, there we go.
Loads of chat tonight, guys. God, I'm struggling to keep up.
It's where the backers, the penultimate fight, chill and do their shopping.
Oh my!
It's quite funny. I like that. Right.
Apologies for yawning, guys. I'm so tired.
Here we go. It's fucking.
Do you think people interacted less with Rio this time around because we stank of garlic?
Well, it's possible.
It's possible.
Oh, you can go in, can't you?
This film doom. So, as a new fan to the series that started playing 5 years ago and followed all the different Shenmue content creators and learned about the history of the series, I want there to ... What was that in reference to? I want there to...
Now, something in something in Chai's room, which if I like broke the wall there and came in, there's a newspaper article. It's been translated on the dojo, and it talks about Ryo's adventures in Hong Kong, Kowloon, and it also mentions another Chiyu-men leader. I'm not going to spoil it because it's on the forums. You can have a look for yourself, but it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, one of the 4 big leaders, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Easter egg or not, it's cool. Always laugh at the picture of Chai, Chai's family. Yeah. Yeah, Stu, I mean, my plan is to sort of sleep as soon as I get home from work. Perhaps on that night. I don't know how viable that is, though. And then wake up at 1:30. be jet lagged trying to watch the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Do you think a Kickstarter or something similar for Shenmue 4 is a non-starter, even just to partially fund the production? Yeah, I can't ever see there being a Kickstarter for Shenmue 4.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'll do it. Squall, I love the Judgment games. I've got them down behind me, actually. I played them all. Brilliant games.
I'll see if I can find that forum topic, guys, actually. And then I'll link it in the chat.
君は葉月亮と言います。
So, Nova, to answer your question, you get emojis. You get a shout out in our podcast. Not this one because we've already pre-recorded the one that's out tomorrow and the one that's out, I think, on the 18th or 19th of December. For future podcasts, you'll get a shout out. You'll get early access to any video content that we do outside of the podcasts. We want to keep the podcasts as like the premiere stuff because that's quite a good atmosphere there. But you'll get early access to any videos I record, the Saturday videos, any like bonus shows. You'll get early access to that before it goes live. And again, you just get the benefit of helping us out a little bit as well. But that's what you get for it. And I'll give shout outs in my videos as well. Don't know why my message got cut off on your... I think there's a problem with Restream. Quite honestly, I think it's just being a twat. But never mind.
My stream's just frozen anyway on my screen. To be refresh. There on that map.
Are either of you in Shenmue 3 a mention or a photo? Yes, we are. Both of us have our photo in there. James has got in the guest book as well.
お前かシェンファをさらったのは。
鏡を持ってきたか。
シェンファはどこだ。
Isn't this topic from 2019, Matt, you know?
Possibly. I'd have to think about it.
鏡なら。鏡だ。おい。
This.
これが法王鏡か。
シェンファを離せ。
I agree, Squat. It just, again, it's the execution. They rushed it.
大丈夫か。
I think, Renners, we'll fight Niao Sun in Shenmue 4. I'd be surprised if we didn't.
Shenfa, 隣の部屋に戻っていてくれ。そこにエンさんがいる。
父は
エンさんは無事だ。さあ、早く。
蘭亭様がお待ちだ。
蘭亭。
まあ古城にたどり着けたらの話だが。
あの城に
Oh,
蘭亭が。
can't find it, Matt.
No, she doesn't get introduced by
In Shenmue.
name. It's definitely on the forum somewhere.
In the Shenmue 3 forum.
Yeah, it should be. I'll have to dig it out. Right, here we go. Castle storming. I'm dishing out sweet chin music to everybody. Here we go. Yes, if you do lose here, you get a bonus area.
Yeah. That got a lot of people, didn't it? Because that's like the only place where you can get specific herbs. for like for the achievement.
Do you know? I think these should have been black suits as well.
Proper cheer, man.
Yeah.
I do like Niao-sun's model, actually.
I do. I think it's really, and it's quite close to some of the original concept art as well.
Yeah. She did look good. I do agree she did look good in like the early footage, that video where she's like walking through the snow. And obviously that one where it was like the side story or whatever, where she's got a hat on, concept art where she's got that hat on. But potentially that could be a future costume that she's in later. You know, she might crop up again in Shenmue 4 or 5 in a different costume.
Right, let's dish out some more sweet chin music.
Stuart says one thing that's interesting though is in one conversation when Niao-sun is in disguise, she says something about keeping friends close to you. It's a wow dialogue hint. Name Niao-sun is never said in the game, frustratingly, as they could have had one of the black suits colour that like with Landy in Shenmue 1. The reason. Tells Ryo his real name's Longsun Zhao. Zhao Longsun. And then in the Shenmue 3 climax in a moment, Ryo finds out his name again. So it's like a big reveal.
Sweet chin music, people. Someone needs to clip this and put Shawn Michaels' entrance all over it. Hey, Dean Wilson, welcome in. Do you think Shenmue 4, or do we have high hopes that Shenmue 4 will be released? Yes, I do. I still think it will happen.
Yeah, me too.
Film dude's already on it.
You're quite overpowered for this fight.
I'm massively overpowered for this fight.
Yeah. That's for me. That's probably one of the aspects of the fighting system I didn't like. I'd like the game to dictate the difficulty in a sense, not like if you grind it to full, you're overpowered. And in certain fights, again, you don't know if you're overpowered or underpowered until you actually start the fight.
I agree, Stuart. The music actually fits this quite nice. Do we think Yu Suzuki's using WiseNet as a way to fund Shenmue 4? Yes. Like, it's the only way he's going to get it made. WiseNet will make it. Hands down. Here we go.
I love the view here. Yeah, this is a sick view.
Yeah, it's cool.
Remember that stream where we actually took the camera and ran it around?
We did. It was quite cool, wasn't it? Yeah, have some sweet chin music, bitch.
It still kind of hit hard, I suppose. We've had to use a snake power.
Yeah, just to be sure. I'm being hyper aggressive with it. There we are. Ren's just chilling there. Rio's like... You can see here though how Rio's changed his style to fight this guy, trying to get in close.
Yeah. And obviously in the QTE era, you've got the reverse body check. Completely different martial arts style.
So like, I like the adjustment there that in this fight he's trying to get in close, and it's like he has learned, hasn't he? But that's the sort of thing that's really cool. That like, just more of this would have been brilliant.
Yeah. Never says what I like about the ending of this game is that it shows that after everything Rio went through, he still can't beat Landy.
Yeah. And anybody who thought Rio was going to take down Landy in Shenmue 3's lost it. No chance.
Dean Wilson says, I've heard rumours that Shenmue 4 will take place in Shanghai with Ren and Shenhua helping Rio along the way.
That's that.
Obviously referencing that faked audio thing, isn't it?
And the 4chan rumour from earlier in the year.
4chan rumour. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Combined.
Yeah.
Those two rumours both say Shanghai, don't they, I think?
Mm.
These are the real Chia men.
Yeah, the backers. I get why they did it, but I don't know why they couldn't have had them sort of like in like a fighting tournament.
Maybe
or
an earlier fight, perhaps. Oh yeah, maybe the Rose Garden would have been cool.
Yeah. Right, let's dish out.
A little bit more quirky. Because in terms of fights, this is kind of the last fight of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Landy wasn't really a fight as such. Stu, yeah, I want that as well. I want Shenmue 4 just to see what the Rio Shenhua Ren dynamic will be like. I've said it loads, man. I hope that there's a walking segment across the Great Wall, like similar to the Guilin at the end of Shenmue 2, where you can just sort of just walk and chat, because adding Ren to the mix as well.
Yeah.
I think that'll
that
make
extra
it,
dynamic,
really great
really good fun, wouldn't it?
gameplay discussion, yeah. Nova says even crazy is that the Shenmue anime came out after that really horrible CGI Blade Runner show that was on Adult Swim. It was around the same sort of time, wasn't it? Both of those shows were being advertised at the same time.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oh, here. If Virtua Fighter 6
I think when you spoke to Jason DeMarco, Shenmue actually outperformed Blade Runner, right? You say it was like the most...
It did. It outperformed a few of them.
Hmm.
Oh, too early. I always struggle with this fucking QTE.
The first one's okay to lose because there's like a slightly different dialogue, isn't there, with Ren?
Yeah.
I remember when we were doing this for the Eric Carlson mod, and there was like a slightly different thing that Ren said there.
If Virtua Fighter 6 is released and profitable enough for fun as Shenmue 4, do you think Yu Suzuki will go into production? He won't, because Virtua Fighter 6 is Sega, and Yu Suzuki might be involved potentially if it's happening in a consultation role, but he's not making it. Why isn't it not making it? It's very much a Sega game.
If it happens, yeah.
If it happens. Which
the signs are there, I think, and you just mentioned Yu Suzuki having some sort of like a producer role or whatever, or like a he met up with that dude and that photograph with him.
He did. I did a video on it in March. That it's called The State of Play at Wisenet, and I talk about that tweet among other things. It's quite an old video now. It was like March.
Yeah. So the Virtua Fighter guy who's in charge of the series now or whatever met up with Yu Suzuki, didn't he? So it's sort of like...
Yeah.
Even if you can't beat him at the end of the game, I would have had Rio at least engage in a QTE battle with Landy and put up a really long fight before losing.
I will argue as well, Rio's inconsistent. He's not ready. So even if he has the raw strength of his father, he doesn't have the application yet. He doesn't have the skill with it yet.
Yeah. I think what they tried to go for is, obviously, despite Rio learning all these patience and martial arts techniques, when he's actually in a room with Lan Di, all that sort of goes out the window, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's not calm enough. He hasn't got the application yet. He hasn't got it. And that's why he won't put up a decent fight, because he's blinded by rage. And he doesn't have the kung fu skills to negate himself all that yet. Or to read Lan Di and what he's going to do.
This is a cool cutscene, I think.
Yeah, I like this cutscene.
Yeah, some laughing.
Ah, see, Stuart's just seen something we're going to show at the end of the stream.
Hey? Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because we're running a little bit late, but we'll show it off.
Yeah, true.
Oh, 少しは腕を上げたようだな。蘭亭戦え。親父の仇を撃ってやる。
First time I played this section, I have a vivid memory of these four dudes being in Shenmue 2, even though they weren't. Proper Mandela effect. Interesting. I don't. Is that like you think of the Street Fighters, maybe?
Look how fucking big Lan Di is to Rio as well. He's gonna fucking kill him.
Menacing. I'd love Guizhang to catch up still. That would make for like a cool dynamic as well. Guizhang and Ren.
I just love how casual Lan Di is. He's like, yeah, just gonna beat your ass when I can. I do agree though, Michael Huber said this to me, it could have been a QTE fight almost. Like, shot really nicely. It'd probably have had more of an effect. Because this scene here is brilliant, I think. And they use it and they use some of this in the anime.
With the leg swivel. Yeah, this could have been a QTE, couldn't it?
Yeah.
The only problem, although, like with the QTEs in Shenmue 3 with the timings, would that maybe have spoilt this moment?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see Paddy? Paddy's on the edge there.
I don't think I agree, Paddy. I know you like that, but wasn't a fan of that.
I've played Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't really liked it.
Yeah, I have. I kind of want to put more time into it. I don't know why I stopped, but played it for quite a while and then just stopped all of a sudden. Ren is loyal to Rio. No way he would have took a kick for Rio in Shenmue 2. That's true, actually. It is showing like his the friendship building.
Ren's gonna turn. He's gonna do something and then he'll die. I'm
possibly,
convinced.
man, but like Ren has kind of just pointed out there, like he's brought the fake mirror. He's used it to sort of distract Lan Di so that he can help Rio escape because he knows Rio's not at Lan Di's level. He's going to get killed, isn't he? And then obviously with the fire and all sorts, Ren's basically saved Rio's life just.
It's interesting they talk about Eye Patch Wolf's idea. There is actually dialogue of Lan Di that's hidden in the game that came out ages back, a few years ago now, where Lan Di gets hurt by someone. We don't know who.
Yeah.
So there may have been that talk, but I personally think Ryo can't. He's not anywhere near him. He can't hit Zhuing. He can't hit Grandmaster Bay. How's he going to hit Landy? And happening.
If Ren dies, it'll be Ryo's fault.
I can see that. But I can also...
Partly. I mean, Ren's after the treasure, isn't he? So part of it is his fault because that's the reason why he's tagging along, in a sense.
I can also see that Ren gets turned by the treasure, though.
Yeah, when he's got like the option of treasure or saving Ryo, you think?
Yeah, or he gets manipulated some way. But I do agree with what Paddy said, that I think Ren will die for Ryo. I think he'll have a redemption arc, and then that'll trigger in that chapter card where Ryo's holding a body, but he's got the bandana around. Well, it's Akira at the time, but he's got the bandana around his head. I think that's building to that moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, Ren's bandana. It's just quite a nice touch, really. Like, Ren's bandana becomes Akira's iconic bandana. That's like the backstory to that bandana, in a sense. See, this sort of cutscene, it's almost there, isn't it? It's like, it's what you wanted. Like,
it just
you played
needed
the whole
more.
of Shenmue 3 for this moment. Like, to learn more about what's going on, but if anything, it kind of confused it more with that line, like, that's where we found the scroll, and, you know, and it's, and again, this making a big deal out of his actual name, and we already knew his actual name.
But we get a little bit more, don't we?
You do get a little bit more, yeah.
We get to find out that Landy was taken by the Chi Men as a child. So that's interesting.
But there's like so many questions you wish Ryo would have asked, like, why were you building that quarry thing in the first place? What's going on? Why is the sword floating? Why did you think you were gonna? These people. It's the same with like a WoW at the start of Shenmue 1. He's written a letter prior to him being killed. Mr. Yuan's written a letter prior to him being kidnapped. So how do they know something's going to happen? Is it the prophecy? Is that they're following the prophecy outline to a T? There's a lot of questions you could have found out from Mr. Yuan.
But as you said, like in a build for Shenmue 4, they could do a flashback to like flesh this conversation out, fill those gaps in. But I think Shenmue 4 has to open with like a big sequence, like something big has to happen early in that game to hook you.
That's the issue, isn't it? Really, if they do something big, hooking, how is that gonna be? How are we gonna get the conversation with Mr. Yuan in say Bailu Village or something? The game is, if you take it as what you see is gospel, that they're walking across the Cliff Temple, Shenmue 4 starts where Shenmue 3 leaves halfway across the Cliff Temple. Then you've missed that opportunity. So I want it to go, say, back to Bailu Village, Mr. Yuan, sit him down, get the facts out of him, get some more information out of him, and then lead into the journey across the Great Wall or whatever.
That would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
That is the way that I want the game. But like you're saying, Matt, to suck people into a Shenmue 4 that perhaps are playing the series for the first time, you don't want a 15-minute conversation cutscene, do you? So it's such a difficult thing to try and plan for a game of Shenmue. Fans just want 15-minute low dive, don't they, at the start of the game? But new players, which is as a business model, is what they're going to aim to attract. That doesn't suit them. So, what do you do?
It's difficult, isn't it? It's really challenging. And the thing is, they built this Great Wall Complex and never used it. But we know they're going to use it, you would assume, in 4.
Yeah.
It's really tough, isn't it? Some of this.
Yeah, needed to make more sense.
Yeah.
Like, people have got some questions. Why the relief in the quarry? Why the floating sword, etc.
There we go,
Madden
guys.
doesn't ask you on here. Welcome in, Peter Wilson, at the
Welcome,
end.
Peter. Let me close the game down. Yeah. And I agree, Film Dude, it should be on Unreal 5. I think because they can transfer things in pretty quickly and pretty swiftly. I think it would be really cool on Unreal 5. Get rid of the credits
Matt,
music.
you missed the after the credits cutscene that just explains everything.
I can grab it. Everything, all of it. It's like a
Yeah,
Marvel-esque. Right, let me dig something out quickly, because I'm going to show something off very swiftly. In actual fact, let me just go on to a new window, pull this through. You'll see it in a minute. Just bear with me.
Bren needs to have Eric Kelso again.
Yeah, it does. And that I interviewed the voiceover director a couple of years ago, and he explained that he wasn't really aware of it. Bill Black, and he's a good lad. He's a good bloke, actually. And he's just popped up on Twitter. He's showing some behind the scenes stuff that he gave to us a few years ago, and then he lost it. Luckily, we preserved it, so we gave it back to him, and he's sort of posting it on Twitter again, which is really cool.
Yeah, I love that.
But what I'm going to show off right now is, let me just get my browser into flipping OBS.
Oh, I hate that credit music. That challenge sign.
I do. It's
20 minutes music.
So
it feels like a mistake to me. No one surely let that pass through, right?
Shit. No, wow. I don't know. Right, let me F11 this. So, and let me just make this a bit bigger for people to have a look at, and then I can show the images. So, right now, on our Twitter page, we have 4 new images of the game that we are going to be playing on our Christmas stream. There's also a typo in it, but we'll ignore that. It's going to be called Dreams of Saturn, and it is the Christmas game by George Kitchen. And I am really looking forward to playing this. We've got 4 new screenshots coming out right here, so hopefully you can see that all quite nicely. So this is a mini game. And you can see Nozomi,
Ono-san.
Yeah.
William Bennett, is it, on the far left?
Yeah.
That's his name. That the sailor guy, the pool playing guy, the drunk guy. Kimi, I think I could see. Yuji, is that in the jacket? Rio's friend. I think that's the little girl behind Nozomi.
Oh yeah.
Her name. Then you can see the bar guy.
And this shot is probably my
favorite. This is MJQ.
This shot's my favorite.
I love that.
It's a brilliant shot.
For some reason, it just looks really clean, doesn't it? And like upscaled, and like if you look at the left hand side, those poles.
It looks really clean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really clean.
Like remake quality, that with the shadow and stuff. Texture.
I'll answer the Shenmue 4 question.
You see Jimmy peeking out of the door there.
Yeah. So shit. And then you've got what is an ambulance here. Rio and someone stood there, so don't know what's going on. The
doctor.
Light, yeah, the lights here. I don't think it almost says death. It's like, what's a bit morbid considering there's a flipping ambulance there. But yeah, that's a little cutscene. And then the last bit is sort of a sky view of the shrine. And then in the distance you can see like the Sega neon sign there.
Lovely.
Christmas decorations all around. Yeah, it's honestly, this game, we're really pumped for it. It looks really, really good. It's made in Unity. George has been working on it for about 3.5 months now. But yeah, there's going to be more to come on this in the next couple of weeks leading into the release, which will be the 18th of December. And on the 22nd of December, our Christmas stream, I am going to be playing this. I'm going in blind. I'm not going to play it beforehand. I'm going to just sit down and enjoy it while getting a little bit drunk on the stream. And it's the greatest mod in the history of Shenmue, according to Paddy. Although George will shoot you for that. George will shoot you for that because he said it's not a mod, it's an actual standalone game.
Yeah.
But there we are.
Yeah, you'll get some more information on this very soon, guys.
Yes.
I think
yes,
that last screenshot, Matt, with the skyline, I think George was saying to me that he's made it so like all of those buildings in the distance are actually rendered. So like in the original Shenmue, it's kind of just like a backdrop, like an image that makes it look like there's a skyline, but he's actually gone out and created or like rendered everything, and everything's loaded in there.
It's absolutely
and there's no loading
mental.
screens, I think he said, right? You can like just walk from.
You can just walk from place to place as you want. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to sort of stop talking about it too much there. But yeah, some new shots out. There'll be new shots in the lead up to it. There's going to be plenty of promotion from the dojo around this as well. And yeah, when it's available, I think James and I have said we'll put it on our website so everybody can download it. So we'll put those links out when it's available and ready as well. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think
me too, man.
To sit down, play a new Shenmue experience. It will be Shenmue at its core, absolutely, but a new Shenmue experience made by somebody who really understands Shenmue, really understands the story, understands the characters. You've seen the Kitchen Brothers videos, all across the last couple of years now. We're in for a treat, absolute treat. Absolutely, I'm just looking forward to it majorly.
Christmas present, sure.
While I
some good
excuse me,
people
while I
as well.
Yeah, loads of people are looking forward to it.
Kitchen Brothers Wizards.
And AM2, to answer your question, the latest on Shenmue 4 is there isn't really a latest on it. We know Yu Suzuki wants to do it, and he also wants to make a Shenmue 0. There's the interview with Ezra Krabe that was released in November. Check that out. And I did a video on it as well, talking about the interview and sort of the key points that were highlighted in it. So if you want to check those out, then by all means, go ahead and do it. We're not going to do Battle Rally tonight. It's nearly 10:30, and I've got a million more things to do before I actually go to bed tonight. It's one of those weeks, I think. But looking forward to the Christmas stream all the same, where if it's anything like last year, it's going to be a barrel of laughs. We'll get drunk, go into some random conversation that's completely unrelated to Shenmue, and then wake up with a headache on Saturday morning. Pretty much.
And explore that new game. It's going to be really good, man.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. And we'll take our time with it.
Get it in the diaries, guys. Definitely.
22nd December, 8 o'clock-ish. And there we go. Guys.
Christmas starts here.
Yeah, Christmas starts here, right here and now. Guys, I'm going to call us there for the night. Thank you for persevering a little bit with the start of the stream. Hopefully I can get Restream fixed so all the chat's working properly again. I don't know what the problem is. I haven't touched anything. Yeah, anyway. Is what it is.
Needs unplugging, Matt.
Turning on and off. It'd be fine. Get out there, tweet hashtag Let's Get Shenmue 4, hashtag Shenmue Anime 2. Get involved with the tweet-a-thons every month, guys. Get your name out there, get Shenmue out there, and let's keep pushing, because if we don't push, we won't get Shenmue 4. Leave Shenmue 3 behind us. Let's push forward into 2024. Let's get Shenmue 4, get Shenmue 0, and get this series finished. Simple as that. We're back on the 22nd of December with the Christmas stream. I've got a video out on Saturday as well, so keep an eye out for that
tomorrow.
one. We do as well. We have the podcast tomorrow. Guys who are members, I haven't got the list in front of me, but thank you so much who have joined tonight or have contributed through the super chats or the bits or whatever that you've done tonight. It all goes towards the running of the website, and it's very much appreciated. Enjoy Christmas. Let's get ready for Christmas. Get here for the 22nd of December. And James and I will see you then. But for now, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the content. And have a good rest of evening and rest of week. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming.
いつか見た夢のように頬を撫でて通り過ぎる海へつながるほど潮の香り運ぶよ愛しさが優しい嘘つかせる前に寂しさを今抱いてほしいのに I wish you were all with me here with me 幾つの夜を越えても込み上げる切なさは行くあてもないままで Don't leave me alone till morning still we see この胸は揺れてるけどまだ帰りたくない星が消えるまでもう少し巡る季節の中で流されそう